Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another video with Nashlags. We're on day number 8, our first week is done, and we're entering our second week, which means most of you will be getting your Town Hall this time around. So, to go into the Town Hall a little bit, there's a lot of features surrounding it, so today's video is purely focused on what you can do with the Town Hall, the new features that it unlocks for you, and most of all, things you need to be a little bit careful with when designing your island for the long term. So we're going to go straight into the game, and I'm going to show off some cool, neat little things that you might be picking up. So first off, take note of this stand. It's important in about a minute. So we're going to go into the Town Hall right here. And we're going to look at Nook Miles first, because you got a lot of Nook Miles probably now from your game. There's a lot of things going on, and most of all, you got access to a whole lot of new things now that your Town Hall is open. Second off, so we got the stand and we got our fountain DIY card here. So let's take a look at the Nook Miles and the Nook Stop. So a very important thing to note is the DIY recipes that unlock here. So there's a lot of new DIY recipes that you can get, and as you can see, in these DIY recipes, you can still see the fountain, but you can no longer see the stand in there. And that's an important part of this. If you want to share DIY cards and want to use them and give them to other people, there is a thing to note. If you taught yourself a DIY card that is from the Nook Miles, it disappears from the computer entirely. So if you have the fountain unlocked and or the stand unlocked like me, and you can build a stand right there or a stall right there, that means you cannot get that DIY card anymore. But if you buy a DIY card from there, like the fountain over here, you can still get more. So if you want to buy DIY cards for other people to be either giving them away or to support other people that are on your island locally, like kids or family members, be sure to buy multiple DIY cards and give them to them at the appropriate time to make sure that you can actually support them that way. So easy thing to note. Next up, we're going to talk about Isabelle. So Isabelle over here has a few functions regarding other villagers. Basically, what it boils down to is if they're catching on to a phrase which might be offensive or might be something you don't want, and same thing goes for clothing, they're doing something you don't want them to do with clothing, you can reset your villagers here and correct them, basically bringing them back to their normal and vanilla state. So if they're wearing something that might be weird or might be something that you don't want them to wear, you can reset them at Isabella. That's basically the function that she currently has. And secondly is Tom Nook. So Tom Nook is a very important one, because Tom Nook will let you access new expansions for your island. You can make new bridges now, you can move buildings, and I'm going to talk about those separately. So moving buildings, first off, is something you can just easily do. You can basically move any building apart from the ones that you started out with, which are the Town Hall itself and the airport. So say you want to move this Nook's Cranny over, you can pick it up and you can place it somewhere else entirely, and it'll take a little bit of time, and it'll take a day to actually move it from one place to the next. But say you want to move it one tile to the left, then you need to move it completely away from their current spot, and then the next day you get access to actually push it back and get it in the right position. So positioning and tiling means that you need to spend multiple days in time to actually get to that point. So if you don't like your position and you're missing it off by one step, you need to spend 50,000 bells twice. So keep that in mind when you're saving up bells for these types of renovations. And same goes, by the way, for the bridges. So if you have a bridge and you built one, and later on you get access to terraforming, which means that you can actually place rivers and place more land, and you want to replace these bridges, you need to demolish them. Demolishing a bridge does the same thing. It costs 1 day to demolish a bridge and 1 day to build a new one, and you can only make one per day. Same goes for ramps that you might want for later parts in the game when you want to ramp up towards different height levels on your map. All of these factors take a day to actually proceed and get built in the game right now, which means you gotta plan ahead. If you want specific bridges on specific parts, you might want to replace them or place them somewhere else entirely. So for me, I want a bridge on the left corner of my map to go to the upper part, that is over here. So I want to place a bridge over here, but I can't because of that little nook over there, because of the water that extends a little bit too far out, which means I can't build a bridge here. So I'm going to build one all the way over here right now, and I'll build one over here temporarily. Then when I get terraforming, I will place a new bridge over here, and the day after I will demolish the old one, and then I get access to actually replace this stuff with new land or new water or other things I want to terraform. So be sure to plan ahead a little bit, for the long term when it comes to these features, because they are really slow. They take in-game days or like real-time days to actually fix. So if you're not a fan of time traveling, make sure you keep that in mind. That's why I wanted to spend today mostly on this, because these are some very important features, and I want you to think about what you want to do on the long term when it comes to these. So that is it for the video for today. That is basically it and everything we're going to talk about. I hope it helps someone out there, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time in Animal Crossing as always. I will be live on twitch.tv right now, and I'll be talking about art as well. So I'll be making an art tutorial, and I'll be talking about 9 tiling. So if you want to make pathing, make custom pathing or custom tile sets that you want to interact with each other, or you want nice layered paths or diagonal paths, I'm going to show you how to do that on twitch.tv right now. And if not, I will be uploading that video here on YouTube afterwards as well. I will be uploading the raw VOD of it and give a little bit of a pointer here and there. So I hope you guys have a wonderful time as always. For now, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night wherever you are. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.